Hello and welcome to the United Stand. We're back with the Premier League show, but we're also talking Premier League transfer show because it's the start of the transfer window. And I've forgotten the song. Oh, hey, big spender, bam, 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 spend.
Spend.
See, he's done it again. They've done this twice now. He's the worst singer.
You're supposed to be on karaoke. It's supposed to be shit.
Yeah, but you were trying. that was your X Factor moment. Simon Cowell might be watching.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be.
Flex the singing DJ. Anyway, let's crack on.
Yeah,
so we've got lots to talk about. Player of the year, young player of the year, what's going to happen next season. But let's start off with transfers. Who's going to be the big spender in this transfer window? Manchester United in for Jadon Sancho. Do you think Jadon Sancho is going to be the biggest signing of the summer? You know, are we going to win the transfer window in that sense? Obviously, the rivals will be going in on us saying, "No, he's overpriced." This, that, the other, which really translates to, "We wish we could afford him." But Jadon Sancho probably going to be about 90, 100 million, 80, something like that. Man. Will there be a bigger signing than that this summer? I don't think there will be.
No, but in terms of who hits the ground running and stuff, football's a funny game. You look at Werner going to Chelsea for 50 odd million. They look like they're going to get Kai Havertz for 50 odd million. They've already got Ziyech for 35, was it, or 25, something cheap like that. Yeah. One of them could easily hit the ground running and look like a better value for money than Jadon Sancho straight away. Could happen. Jadon could take a while to get going. We could have problems because we know that we don't just need him and then we're fixed.
Well, United could spend, say, 80, 90 on Sancho, 60, 70 on Grealish. That's 150 million gone. And Chelsea are sat there with Havertz, Ziyech and Werner. And we're sat with Sancho and Grealish. And this, for me, is, look, I think Grealish is a good player. I think Sancho is going to be the signing of the summer. I'd want him at United than anywhere else. But this is something that gets levelled at United a bit with Ollie, is this the Brexit FC thing. And ultimately, you spend that money on Grealish and Sancho because Ollie wants them, well done to the club. But then Lampard brings in Werner, Ziyech and Havertz. And it shows you the old Bruno thing that we were talking about last summer, is that you can get really good quality players from abroad, sometimes better players, for cheaper. And does that mean that therefore Chelsea, we might win the transfer window in relation to signing Jadon Sancho, but winning the transfer window in relation to business,
Chelsea fans wouldn't
probably
be losing sleep over it. Put it that way. If you ask a Chelsea fan now, would they swap their Ziyech, Kai Havertz interest, which looks like it's probably going to happen, and their Werner, which they've already done, to try and sign Sancho and Grealish?
Yeah.
I know we need different things there, but they'd say no. They would say we needed those things covered. And like I said, after 15 games, half a season or something like that, I don't want to wish it, but you could look at it and say, well, Ziyech has been brilliant. Werner's been brilliant. Havertz has been brilliant. So
old players that United have been linked to, and United fans have said, "Yeah, I'd love them."
Top draw players.
And I don't like clubs who go like, we know what clubs do this. If we sign Sancho or you sign Bruno, oh, he's a flop, he's this, that, and the other. It's just bitter. I think if Chelsea do get Havertz, it's a player that I would like at United, and Werner definitely, and Ziyech definitely. So. Yeah, it's funny though, as we said before, Arsenal won the transfer window for me last year and then finished 9th, was it? So winning the transfer window doesn't necessarily do it. But the reality is that it's going to be a very interesting transfer window, and I think Manchester United and Chelsea, those parallels again are running through. They're very, very similar clubs.
They are. When I look at Lampard, right, as much as I've bantered him and said, because there was one point where people were saying, see, he's way better than Ollie, and people might still think he is because of the job he's done with the resources he's had. There's an argument in terms of tactically and stuff like that, but he had to bring in, Tomori, Reece James. He brought Mason Mount with him from Derby, a relatively unproven striker at Premier League level, and Tammy Abraham, who hit double figures quite quickly, then dried up, but an aging Giroud who chipped in back end of the season and done brilliantly. Had to keep playing the likes of an Alonso, an Emerson, not great left backs. Christensen, not amazing. They need to improve there. Aspilicueta aging, the goalkeeper situation. He's made big calls, sat Kepa down on his arse and said he ain't playing for a bit. Put Caballero in. So, and Lampard hasn't had 50, 60 million to spend in January. Go and get a Bruno to save the season. Yes, they've lost a lot of games, which does reflect how bad the year it's been in the Premier League. Just for quality, we got 66 points. That's what we got last year, and we finished 6th.
Yeah,
last year, 5th, one of the two, can't remember. But it got us 3rd this year. Yeah. That shows the league hasn't really kicked on, especially with Liverpool going and opening such a big gap. It shows that everyone else failed and Liverpool kept their consistency. Well done to them. But I think with Lampard and Oli, the parallels are there in terms of they're very new to this level of managing. But if you think about it, if Oli had that squad, which in some areas it is better than ours, with a bit more depth and quality than ours, but the top end of the pitch, if you say Tammy Abraham and Adrian Willian, who did actually play quite well towards the end of the season, and a Pulisic who wasn't in form at the start, he wasn't even playing.
Brand new, wasn't he?
Brand new. Over Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. We might have said... Dan James at the time, where we was, we'd probably have gone, we were right, that's why Chelsea are shit. Then they've got a bit more depth than us. I know Pogba's a one-off player, but you look at Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Barkley, even bringing in young Billy Gilmore, you might argue that they might have had it with us, but you can still say obviously our midfield, I'd argue, is better than theirs.
Yeah.
But their back four, you look at, we heavily investment, Wan-Bissaka 50 million, 85 million on Maguire. They didn't have the luxury of being able to do that and had to play a lot of shit.
Bruno in January.
So if you look at it, there's a very strong argument to say that Ollie's done a better job. Lampard's done a better job because he had a lack of resources. But then again, when you look at your own house of where Ollie's taken us and what he's had to do, changing the ethos, get rid of the dead wood, be backed, improve our defence, go on unbeaten runs, third best defence in the league, I think it is. He's done a good job, very good job. When none of us thought, most of us thought he'd come 5th, 6th, we'd still have backed him. We'd have been like, fair play, Ollie. 5th is probably the best you can get out of this with everyone fit. No Pogba for ages, no Martial for ages, no Rashford for ages. So they've done very good jobs within their own right. If you're comparing them both, I think Lampard might just shade it in a weird way, to be being honest.
Be interesting to see what happens with the transfer window, because I do think that Sancho's a fantastic signing for United and he will be the signing of the summer. But I think there's a lot of United fans out there that would agree that quantity is important in building a squad. And if we get Grealish and Sancho and that's it, and I think that might be it, then the centre-back situation, the right-back situation, cover for Wan-Bissaka, cover for Luke Shaw, midfield, cover for centre-defence midfield, cover up front.
It's all about cover, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Sancho...
Take time.
I think maybe Lampard might win the transfer window because he brings in some real quality, and as I said, that Brexit FC thing, they're obviously trusting their European scouts more than I think United do. And I think the proof's in the pudding with Bruno, as I've said before. What about any other clubs doing business? Liverpool look like they're not going to do any.
No, they won't
didn't
spend
want
significantly.
Werner. And obviously, Arsenal.
Man City are going to spend big.
Yeah.
I think they will. I think they've been quiet now in terms of rumours and stuff, but I tell you what, they didn't replace Kompany. Fernandinho's on his way out. David Silva's just gone. Aguero's going to go into his last year, I think, unless I'm mistaken. Phil Foden does look like an excellent replacement, start bedding in of David Silva, but he's still a young player. He can't put everything on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Sane's gone. Josh just said Sane's gone. They're going to have to replace him. So they could potentially spend big, but you think about, obviously, with the coronavirus and how it's affected the markets and team spending, maybe they might not be able to do their 350 million in this window because of everything, but they will be looking to spend big, and them, if they don't go and win a Champions League, it'd be a poor season for them. The EFL Cup is a formality for them now. The Carabao Cup, they do that every year. That's not good enough for them.
No.
And Pep finishing that far behind Klopp will be fuming. So I think
there's an opportunity there for Chelsea and United again to sort of try and close that gap, because Liverpool, I think, are going to stand still on transfers. They're still a very, very good team. And Man City have got some major issues to resolve and need to spend some money to do that. I mean, look...
Interesting what Mourinho does.
Well, I was going to say Spurs and Arsenal. Spurs, I don't think, are going to have any money. They tried to go into furlough, didn't they? So
yeah, I don't think they'll spend big. But the improvements that Jose could get, if he gets...
They ended the season quite well, to be honest.
That's what I mean. When you actually deep it, I was battering Spurs quite a lot in that off-season. When they got one battering off Sheffield United...
I think Arsenal really thought they were going to finish above them, and then when they got beaten in the North London derby, Spurs just seemed to win and got that Europa League.
Yeah, they did. And, everyone's laughing at Jose for doing that thing, but I think he's more doing that because of where he took him from.
It's probably... I'm surprised he hasn't said it. This is probably Jose's biggest achievement. This is he will. He said it about a second, doesn't he? He'll probably say this.
If he wins the Europa League with Tottenham, he will say that.
Yeah.
Because this is a club before I arrive. He'll
go all out for that. He will go all out for that.
So he will put their... For him now, it's perfectly set up for him.
Yeah.
Because the pressure's off. They just need something, an FA Cup, a Europa League, a Carabao, anything just to get a bit of silverware going. get a winning mentality. And Jose can do that whole thing everywhere I go, I win something, and it fits. That's why he was a good fit for them.
Yeah.
Even though I think he is done at the top level, so I still stand by that. I don't think he'll turn Tottenham into anything more than just maybe a top 4 team. But I think he will go for that Europa League hard next year.
And then you got Arsenal, who apparently last night, according to Fabrizio Romano, or a couple of nights ago, depending on when you're watching, 25 million plus a player for Thomas Partey.
Ozil?
Plus a pound.
Plus a pound. Yeah, Luis Suarez could have been an Arsenal player, but they wouldn't go up by a pound.
Do you reckon that's true?
Yeah, because it's Arsenal.
It is Arsenal.
Yeah.
It can't be £1. But anyway,
but no one's going to want to do any business.
Ozil's getting bantered, like sitting under little brolly, dropping down at Fortnite Sky into the level. You know, could they try
earning
offer
300 grand a week?
Do you know what I mean? Or do you think he'll just keep doing Gareth Bale? Gareth Bale's just chilling, smoking cigars, playing golf.
I don't think Atletico Madrid would want Ozil. I mean, I think, like Josh said before, it's probably Guendouzi, isn't it?
I think they'll say no thanks.
I'll ask you this though: the 3 players that refuse to take a pay cut, who hasn't played? Ozil, Guendouzi, Socrates. They haven't played any games.
But when Socrates just injured though?
Guendouzi did play against Brighton, didn't he? Because he was like that 2-1.
After that, he
didn't play, and obviously all the attitude problems. Is he one of those players? And Socrates as well, injured or not or whatever. He was on the bench the other day or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Atletico Madrid are probably like, leave us alone, Arsenal, with your Amazon Prime vouchers. They're buying them off the Amazon Prime vouchers. Atletico Madrid, oh my God, we've got to type them all in.
Input
oh
codes.
Look, this is a 25 quid one, but actually it's only got £2.50 left on it. You can get lost. But no, look, you know what? I did say they wouldn't get Pepe last year, and they did. So they might have a secret.
They can
stash.
pull out some big.
Yeah, they might have something there.
Arsenal do that.
But yeah, I think Chelsea will win the transfer window, but I think United will have the most significant signing in Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, because of the price he's going to be,
the
expectancy on his shoulders, English, coming back to England.
What's your thought on next season, just quickly before we talk about like Player of the Year in the FA Cup? What is your thought on next season? Is United or Chelsea going to close that gap on Liverpool and Man City, or are they going to find themselves in a battle for 3rd and 4th because others behind us might close a gap like a Spurs?
I think a mixture of the both. I think we'll be in a battle for 3rd, 4th, try a 2nd, but because City and Liverpool are so strong, I think realistically
they're experienced at getting those points.
They're experienced at getting them points. They've got consistency, although Man City, by their standards, their consistency's been awful. But look, it's been way better than ours. We're still way off them. And they had an awful
What was
season.
the gap to City? Was it still about
15, 16 points? I don't know.
Still quite a lot, isn't it?
Table. This is the difference between us and City, because we got 66. What did
I never looked up. I didn't look.
You're only looking at Leicester,
time,
because we were so far off City. I think it was a good 15 points,
which is a lot considering they had a terrible season.
And they had their worst season in ages, and they finished 20 points off Liverpool. So,
So
I think realistically, we just need to look to cut that gap to a respectable figure. That might sound defeatist, but it's just being realistic. 15 points,
15 points off City, bloody hell. And that just shows you how
bad
the season it was. 12 losses for Chelsea. United actually only 2 points more than David Moyes, which is our worst ever Premier League.
And we got
total.
the same points we got last year, which got us 5th or 6th, I think it was.
It was a poor season beyond Liverpool.
But you
and
say
Man City.
15 points is loads, but this is with Man City.
And we beat them twice as well.
We beat them twice, home and away. This is with Man City having a bad season again, and us getting an extra, 3 wins?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, no, more than that, about 5 wins. Extra.
But then again, you can also see that next season, and it's the same for Chelsea as well, is that, from a United perspective, losing to Palace at home, Burnley, Bournemouth,
lost
Watford,
to Newcastle away,
Burnley at home, as you said. There's probably a good 15 points there that you would expect not to do. But then Man City might not lose the games they've lost. So you might close the gap on Liverpool, but not on City.
Level goes up again.
Yeah.
Level goes up again.
Consistency is going to be the key for Chelsea.
So
and
to
United
answer your question, we could kind of be maybe not as much of a tighter battle for the top 3, but I think between City and Liverpool, they're going to come 1st and 2nd.
Yeah.
It's not unless they have another bad season and Liverpool fall off the boil.
I think the only failure for Chelsea and United next season will be if they allow the teams behind them to get close to them. I think 1st and 2nd is probably going to be Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea and United should be looking to close that gap.
Yeah.
But the top 4, for the first time in a long time, should be absolutely nailed on. I don't see how a Leicester, a Wolves,
we should kick on past them
a Spurs I don't look. I know we're not AFTV, and I know they'll be saying they're going to win the league and that, but I do not see. I think patience, banter aside, patience for them is the key. And I think the Europa League for Spurs and Arsenal, if they get the FA Cup, which we'll talk about in a minute, that's going to be your best spot of getting the Champions League. I mean, by all means, think you can get top four, but I expect United, Chelsea to have too much next year to get dragged into.
If we buy right, because if we only get Sancho, it's like. But then we have got Bruno now, so I suppose the change is made.
They're unbeaten.
But they will think that if Tottenham tweak their thing, Harry Kane started coming into form, doing
they'll have
what
to
he
be
does.
very consistent, Tottenham.
They'll have to be very consistent, which.
Yeah, I think one of the teams from below Chelsea, United, Liverpool, and City are going to have a really good Leicester type season where you're consistent week in, week out. Because I think that top four, for the money that Chelsea and United are going to spend, and for where they finish this year, they should be progression for them next year is let's not be in a battle for 5th or 4th. Let's firmly do it.
Question: do you think you have enough squad depth if you just get Sancho?
No.
And to do all them 10 million cups?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think we're going to be in the Champions League next year. We want to compete in it. You know, we don't just want to go there for a holiday.
So, yeah.
If we only get Sancho, and even if we only get Grealish, them too, it's like, all right, if Bruno needs to come out, you can bring in Grealish.
But it'll be like a holiday for us, because playing Tuesday, Saturday or Wednesday, Sunday is going to be so much better than playing Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah, that will help. But the squad depth thing is still an issue.
Liverpool and City, their squad depth is...
Exactly. Liverpool is a bit of a weird one because their depth isn't actually that great, but anyone who comes in
all the players
buys into the philosophy and it works.
Their injury
seamlessly.
record's good.
Their injury record's good, has been for a long time, to be honest, so you can't fault that. And City have a load of players for every position. Maybe not so much now, but after the transfer window, I think they still will. So it is, our squad depth is massive. We saw that Ollie didn't trust it. He didn't trust it. You're thinking Lingard will probably move on. Andreas, I don't think will move on, but I just think he'll just won't play. McTominay needs to probably learn a new role, which we're going to have to be patient with.
There's quite a few in there. There's Fred
McTominay,
Mata, Pereira, Lingard. Ideally, you'd like to move 3 of them on and bring in maybe 2 others.
Then you've got your real deadwood, like your Rojos, your Jones, your Smalling, he's not going to come back, your Sanchez. So there's a lot of
work to do,
which can't be fixed in this summer, especially under these circumstances. So that's what I do worry about. It's great that we're in for Sancho and we'll probably get him. The Grealish thing, 70, 80 million, forget it. Forget it. I'm not being held to ransom.
We needed Villa to get relegated.
Come on, man.
50 million was a good deal.
The
trouble is, I think Ollie really wants him, and if Ollie really wants him,
he'll go for him no matter
the club might do a Maguire and go 80 million. Let's just get him. I really, really want him. But ultimately, he's a bench player. He might turn into a first team player.
Yeah,
but I mean, as I said the other day, you could use that 60, 70 million and you could buy Van der Beek and a centre-back. And I think that's where we need to be clever. But then you've got to rely on your European scouts, which is what Chelsea are doing and what we might not be doing.
There's value out there.
They've done it with Bruno as well.
You can go to the French league, the Dutch league, the Spanish league and get, like you said, Portuguese league. Bruno shouldn't really be 50 million.
Get 2 players, I think, instead of Grealish and build the squad because the squad's to do.
We need it.
Talking about Liverpool, we'll just quickly cover Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, Manager of the Year. Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year has not actually been done by the PFA yet, but it was done by the Football Writers. Jordan Henderson. Is he your Player of the Year? Who would your Player of the Year be? Premier League Player of the Year.
If you're doing that thing where Liverpool won the first title in 30 years and been so consistent, got all them points, and it has to be a Liverpool player, it wouldn't be Jordan Henderson for me.
No.
It'd be Mane.
I agree. Yeah, Mane or Van Dijk for me. Maybe even TAA. I know age is a number. He's unbelievable. You know,
Liverpool fans will tell you what Jordan Henderson does, how integral he is to the team. I get all of that.
He's not Roy Keane.
But I
he's not Patrick Vieira.
Their midfield, individually...
Chelsea fans said this. Chelsea broke a record in 2013 or something like that. Gary Cahill played nearly every game. Why didn't he get Player of the Year?
Same when De Bruyne didn't get it. The Football Writers thing and that, because they say it's what he's done on and off the pitch, and I saw a reporter on Sunday Supplement or whatever it was saying because it's the perfect
But I think
blend.
he's going to win. I mean, Football Writers, to be honest, Football Writers,
it's just a journalist.
You can wipe your backside with it, a lot of it, because some Football Writers are good, a lot of them are not good. But I do think Henderson's going to win the PFA, voted for by the players.
Yeah, because they'll see what he's done.
And that, to me, will be even more significantly a bad...
Because he got the players together with that, when Matt Hancock called out the players, and he was the catalyst behind that, so that was his good thing. I know Rashford's done his thing as well. could argue that's a bigger thing, getting the government to change their whole mind on something.
Well, Rashford was in the top 3 for the Football Writers as well, which is obviously a lot to do with that.
100%. So, back to what he's asking, I don't think it should have been Henderson. That's just my opinion. I think that you could even put De Bruyne ahead of him, and he didn't even win the league.
Yeah.
But it would have been Mane, De Bruyne, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander, out of them 4 over Henderson for me. I just don't. I get the Henderson gas because how important he is to Liverpool, leader.
I think Vardy deserves it more than Henderson.
Vardy,
the Golden Boot in a Leicester side. Not that good, really.
I hear that. You know what I mean?
But seriously, no, I agree. I think it should be a Liverpool player, and it should be.
He's just not even their best player.
No.
That's what it is for me, isn't it, Josh? He's not. It's like pick a team out of the champions, but he's not even their best player.
It's like abroad and the Ballon d'Or. It's Messi or Ronaldo. Griezmann might have a good year, Suarez might have a good year, but it's Messi or Ronaldo because they are the very, very best.
Even in that, bloody
Modric.
Nah.
Who? De Bruyne.
Munich.
Lewandowski,
yeah.
He was killing it this year.
Yeah, now there's going to be no Ballon d'Or.
Because Messi and Ronaldo haven't been that great, have they, this year? Although Ronaldo has done very well for Juventus. But the point is, the best player should win it, and Henderson's not the best player at Liverpool. So I would Liverpool fans, you can be haters, but the reality is, I would just give it to a different Liverpool player, not Henderson. Yeah. Young Player of the Year is quite interesting. I mean, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold does qualify, doesn't he? So it's pretty much got to be him.
If he does qualify,
what's the cut-off point? I mean, for me, I always think under 21s, the traditional.
I just like to have team.
Yeah.
You got to be.
In which case, it's Greenwood.
Or 20, but yeah. If for being honest, it should be Trent because of what he's achieved.
But I think he's 23.
Oh, is
Trent.
he?
I don't know.
He's 21.
Oh, it's Trent then, yeah.
He's 21, that comes
I mean, look. Somebody tried to say he's better than Beckham the other day, which is a load of crap. But to be in the conversation with Beckham at 21 as a right back is. His ball delivery and his free kicks are fantastic. Unreal. And I hate to say it because he's a Liverpool player, but I think
talk about the things,
Trent would be definitely there.
Can't have blinkers on, mate. When you know ball and you know a good player, he's fantastic. He's that good. And like you said, to even be mentioned next to Beckham, if he goes on in this vein for another 10 years. Yeah,
which why wouldn't he? I mean, his record is absolutely fantastic. But I think there's some notable shout-outs for a lot of young players that have come through this year, and that's excited me across all Premier League clubs. Arsenal have done it, Chelsea have done it, United have done it,
City.
Liverpool have done it, City have done it, Greenwood, Xhaka, Martinelli obviously, Chelsea loads, Mounts, Tomori, Gilmore, Reece James, Tammy Abraham. That's been a real refreshing thing to see that happening, because about 5 years ago there's a real concern about the lack of players coming
Phil
through.
Foden's been excellent,
and now there's loads coming through. So yeah. But Greenwood's been fantastic. But I think it's got to be Trent. And Manager of the Year, is it Klopp because of what he's done? I mean, the Sheffield United manager's done very, very well.
A lot of shouts. Sheffield United done brilliant. Chris Wilder, unbelievable. I mean, everyone thought
best team in the world.
There's no chance Sheffield United.
Where did they end up finishing?
Oh yeah, true. Where did they? 8th?
I think 6th.
No, 7th.
So Arsenal were 8th.
Arsenal were 8th. Yeah.
I'll just remind everyone in case they didn't.
Yeah. I think
9th.
They finished 9th, but it must have been close.
Burnley must have been 8th then.
Yeah. Sean Dyche's another one. People always say, because his style of football is so awful, but people forget the budget that Burnley have, and he's never fighting relegation.
No.
They were in Europe this year at the beginning, weren't they? Or was that last year?
They have been in Europe.
Yeah.
I think it was last year, yeah.
Last year. And he always finds a solution. You're looking at Chris Wood, Harvey Barnes. On the eye, horrible. Bag goals, effective. Come to Old Trafford, beat us. Jay Rodriguez brought him in. Dwight McNeil, another young player we didn't talk about. Good player. Young players this year, Max Aarons, Jamal Lewis. I know they went down, but
I think
Max
for me,
Aarons we talk about for Bayern Munich.
I think for me it's Klopp or Wilder. And is it Wilder or Wheeler?
Look, Wilder, but you look at Hassan Hüttel's turnaround at Southampton.
Yeah, they had a good time. I mean, there's nobody down the bottom that I think, you've kept them up, you've done a great thing.
It's got to be Klopp.
Brighton manager did quite well.
He did, Potter, yeah.
But
it's got to be Klopp.
It's got to be Klopp.
It's got to be Klopp. First league title in 30 years, and the distance they won it by.
I think if Wilder had got Sheffield United top 4, he would have took it.
Even Europe, I think if you got in the top 6,
yeah,
definitely in the
But top 6 over winning the league for the first time in 30 years with that points gap.
It's close,
It's
but I
close.
think it's easy Klopp now because Wilder didn't do what Sheffield United could have done.
You got to
if they'd started lockdown okay, GDS 5, GDS, that GDS thing, I can't believe there's not a bigger deal being made about this GDS thing actually, because Villa stayed up by a point, and Villa got a point because of not because of GDS, but that goal was a goal for Sheffield United. It ended up being a draw. Would Villa have come back and got a draw? Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
but it was 0-0, wasn't it?
Bournemouth are going into that. I think I read today. Yeah, they're looking to try and
they might get a bit of
have something to say. Yeah, or at least they're never going to reverse it and say, "I'll come back in the league and boot Villa out." Never. But maybe
I still think Villa should have let a goal in. I still think they should have done. Because then it's just...
it's not their problem, man.
Nah, well, I do. I think so. But
if that was us, you wouldn't be saying give a goal.
Cost us 20 million as well.
You wouldn't say if we were playing Arsenal and the goal line thing didn't go off at Old Trafford.
I'd be too busy laughing. I'd be I'd be there.
Sit down, shove your bloody goal line technology up your ass.
Look at Ty. Look at him. He can't believe it. Get on.
You wouldn't say that. There's no way.
Yeah, but I'm not a Villa fan, am I? So
no, but I just think it's just not their problem.
It's cost. I'll tell you what, GDS, stick it up your arse because you've cost us. They've cost us 20 million as well. Because we would have got, if they'd gone down, we would have got Greenish for 50.
Yeah.
But whatever. FA Cup final, we've left the worst till last. Really, I mean, realistically, it's a massive game for Arsenal. They need, if they don't win, they're not in the Europa League. And I'm sure, a
lot of them don't want Europa League, though.
They're idiots because even I, as a United fan, if I was in that situation, I would be like, one, I want Europa League because I want something to do midweek. But two, I know for a fact, money's a big part of the game. That's a lot of money.
And if you fell in the top 4 as well, so
if Arsenal want to buy Partey, you want Europa League because you're going to lose some money. You're going to lose some money as well.
Josh, as an Arsenal fan, do you want?
I'll take Europa League.
Yeah, it's the money. Yeah,
for the money.
Try and get.
Even
though it's not that much.
Like we're playing the
second about 30 million
team and concentrating on the league or whatever, and
30 million.
Other players get a chance to play and stuff like that. You don't have to fully go in there with the mindset of winning it, but what's best for the club?
It's your best chance of Champions League as well.
Could be, yeah, because you're not going to.
And ultimately, that's the thing. It's these Arsenal fans are saying, you know what, Robbie, I don't want it because I always say Robbie, even though it might just be an Arsenal fan. We don't want it. We can focus on top 4. We can have a week off, but it's money. That 30 million quid will help. Maybe get you the Aubameyang contract, whatever.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah.
Help you pay off Ozil to leave.
Something.
I think it's very important that they win the FA Cup. And actually, shock horror, I'm going to predict that Arsenal are going to win.
I feel like they're going to do an Arsenal.
They have no chance against Man City, but Chelsea, you've got a chance.
But that's why I think they're doing Arsenal.
You've got a chance.
I think they would do an Arsenal.
It's a bit like Baku again, isn't it?
That's what I'm
saying. I thought they would win.
I think Chelsea, feet up, already got top 4, don't really need this trophy.
In the Europa.
Just like when Chelsea done it to them in Baku, they already finished 4th or 3rd, wherever they finished that season.
Yeah, it's the same
They didn't need it. All Arsenal season relied on that because they finished not in the top 4.
Poundland Baku, innit?
Poundland Baku. And I feel that Chelsea are coming to form. Giroud's doing his thing now. Lampard's got a bit of, again, just finish off nicely. And it would just be such an Arsenal thing to do.
So you think Chelsea are going to win?
I think Chelsea are going to win.
I think Arsenal win because I just can't imagine, Robbie's going to be sweating thinking, bloody hell, I'm going to lose half my revenue with only 1 game a week. What am I going to do? What programmes can we come up with? I know, let's follow United around, flex. You'll have AFTV following you around, just trying to banter you when you lose. Ah, look, DT, come out, we've lost.
No,
we've lost.
That's been brilliant as well. I mean, I sat DT down the other day. Well, because he was messaging me on WhatsApp saying, I've got things that will make you deactivate if you don't win. And, you better come in that top 4. I said we'll take care of our business we have.
Oh, that reminds me, we've got to get after Robbie. 500 charity bet at the start of the season. We'll finish above Arsenal. And they all took it because they were like, we've won the transfer window. Name your charity.
There you go, man. So yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching. Smash the like on video. See you soon. I just realised we're in the last minute.
Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like. Bye. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.